Hi everyone, welcome back to this advanced English lesson. Today I'm sharing with you a few phrases that you can use when you feel like you are getting sick or you've already gotten sick and you want to tell someone about that. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so with the phrases about illness and feeling under the weather and sick, I'm going to share with you a few that we use in casual conversation, as well as when talking to business colleagues or in a professional context. All right, so the first one is coming down with something. So you might say something like, I feel like I have a temperature. I think I might be coming down with something. Or I ate something a little off yesterday and I think now I'm coming down with something. My stomach is kind of hurting me, right? So coming down with something. You can say coming down with a cold, coming down with the flu, coming down with a stomach bug. It's usually one of those things where it's going to be a few days until recovery. So you wouldn't say something like, I'm coming down with a headache, but it would be more with like a cold or a flu, something where it will take a few days for it to run its course. And it's not just going to be like a one and done type of situation. Okay, so that's the first one. The next one is under the weather. So you might be talking with your best friend and say, yeah, I'm feeling a bit under the weather. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's cold season. Maybe I just worked myself too hard. But yeah, I'm under the weather. Alternatively, somebody might ask you how you're feeling, right? They might just say, how are you, Jane? And Jane might go, I'm under the weather. So that really just means that you're not feeling well. You don't feel like maybe doing something that you had planned that day. Maybe you're going to go out to dinner with that person. You might have to take a rain check because you are under the weather. Next one is fighting something. So you can be more specific and say, I'm fighting a cold, I'm fighting the flu. You can be more specific, or you can just say, I'm fighting something if you don't really know what it could be. It's nothing really that serious. It's maybe the common cold, but it could be that you're at the very beginning of it or maybe in the middle of it. And you know that the last few days you haven't been feeling that great. You know that your body is fighting something. So you can just say, I have to cancel tonight's dinner plans. I'm fighting something and all I want to do is rest. I think I'm just going to curl up in bed with a nice book and a cup of tea. Okay, so fighting something. And again, you can use this as a way to explain a situation in terms of why you need to cancel, or maybe you have to take the conference call instead from home and not go into the office because that would be irresponsible given that what we know about hygiene and responsibility of keeping other people safe as well in the environments that we are in. So it's perfectly understandable that you would want to take that call from your own house if you are fighting something. So you might call in and say, look, I'm going to join the conference call today from home or from my living room. And that's because I'm fighting something. All right. Now, if you want to be more specific with where you are in terms of the progression of your cold, let's say, you can say, I'm on the tail end of a cold, right? So as we know with the progression of something like a cold, you kind of know when the end is nigh, meaning when the end is near, in terms of when you're going to probably start feeling a little bit better than you did the last few days of fighting the cold. So you could say, I'm on the tail end of a cold. Please don't mind me if I have to blow my nose every once in a while. I'm on the tail end of a cold. Or you could also say, I'm not contagious anymore, so I'm coming into the office because I'm on the tail end of a cold. Okay. Somebody also might say, oh, how are you doing, Jimmy? And Jimmy might say, much better now that I'm on the tail end of a cold. Okay, so that just shows where you are in terms of feeling better and feeling more like yourself. Okay, Now, if you're at the beginning of something and you're not really sure, is it allergies? Is it hay fever? Is it a cold coming up? Is it a sore throat? What is it? You might say, I'm going to take it easy because I woke up with a tickle in my throat, right? A tickle in my throat, that's sort of what it sounds like. It's when, you know that there's something a little amiss and something is going awry probably, and you want to take it easy. You want to be mindful of maybe giving some extra healing energy to your body. So not maybe pushing it very hard in your workout, or maybe not filling your schedule with meetings and running around town, but maybe being cognizant of that and saying, I have to take it a little bit easy because I woke up with a tickle in my throat. I don't want it to turn into a full-blown cold. I want to nip it in the bud. Okay, so that one's with, I woke up with a tickle in my throat. Okay, the next one, I caught a bug, or I might have caught a bug. So you might say, I was out to dinner last night and I came home feeling a little bit off, and today I really don't feel that well. I think I might have caught a bug. Or I know I caught a bug. So a bug is like the stomach bug, something where there is something going on in your body that your body is fighting because you don't feel that well. And there might be a clear indication of where you caught that bug from. Other times there might not be, but this sort of phrase does not expect you to know more details than already however you are feeling. So you might just say, I caught a bug, I'm not feeling well, or I might have caught a bug, so I'm going to take it easy and lay low this weekend. The next one is, I am not 100%. So obviously when we're not feeling well, when we're under the weather, when we're fighting something, we're not going to be operating at 100% capacity. We're probably going to feel maybe 70% at the beginning, maybe even 50%. We just know something is off, right? And so it's a great way to explain that to somebody. If they ask you, how are you feeling, Lisa? Lisa might say, I'm not that great. I am not 100%. So I didn't really feel like I could go to the gym this morning. I'm not 100%. Okay, so that's just a good way of saying that it's not necessarily like a full-blown sickness. It's not fully clear if it's a cold yet, but you know that something is off and you are not 100%. Because when you're 100%, you're feeling great, you're energetic, you're healthy, and you know when you're operating at 100%. The other thing you can say is, I think I caught whatever's going around right now. So with a lot of things like the common cold, that's seasonal, right? At the end of summer and the beginning of fall, beginning of autumn, with clear changing of seasons, we might not be ready for the temperature to drop. And we might still be walking around town with our shorts and our tank tops and our summer outfits and our sandals. But sometimes that's not the best when there's a quick change in temperature, right? When the temperature drops. And then a lot of people start getting a cold. So when there is something clearly going around, let's say your office, your workplace, the gym, your children's school, that they might have caught and then brought home to you, it happens. Then if it's clear what's going around, such as a certain stomach bug or a common cold, because your immediate circle and your surroundings and people with whom you have talked to on the phone or in person have experienced something similar recently, then you know there is something going around, right? Let's say the common cold. So you might say to someone, I think I caught whatever's going around right now. So you know that it's something that other people have had, and a few more people after you will probably also have. So that's a great expression to use when somebody might invite you somewhere, but they were sick 2 weeks ago and now you have it, and you're saying, I think I caught what you had, whatever's going around right now, I think I caught, right? So those are a few ways that you can share how you're feeling with someone instead of just saying, I'm sick, I'm unwell. There are other ways to be creative with how we talk about this and keep it a little bit more light, because thankfully something like, a light touch common cold or a light touch stomach bug is not the end of the world. Everyone experiences this every year or every season or every once in a while. And so there are times to be concerned, and there are other times where we just have to get proper nourishment, good sleep, good hydration, and de-stress. And when somebody asks you how you're feeling and you're not feeling well, you can use one of these 8 different phrases to share that with somebody who might be concerned for your well-being. All right, so practice those different phrases and make sure that you add them to your communication toolkit so that you're ready to use them whenever you find that you need to. All right, advanced English learners, thank you so much for joining me for this lesson. Please be sure to subscribe, to share this lesson and our channel with anyone you think would like to improve their English communication skills. All right, I will see you in the next Advanced English. Until then, take care, and we'll keep on advancing your English together. Bye for now.